Modern Warfare, not 0.11. 111. Let's have a look. I'm not seeing any visual changes. Though, I know where there are some changes. Dun dun dun! 10.9s. Here we go, let's have a look. So, level 1A, or 2A6 rather. Yeah, 1A6 lol. That damage. That's... Ow. Ow, that penetration as well. Yeah, that's going to be a dangerous opponent. Whole front 475 and 730 for the turret. Jesus Christ. That's crazy figures. So it's, yeah, that's against standard AP. That is not even shape charge. Shape charge, it's got a 2.0 modifier. And I think it's composite all over. Oh, you can see the extra arm on there. Actually, thinking about it, but still, that's sick. Let's have a look at the actual beast itself. Oh, it's its use there. They're nice. They're nice. I look forward to getting that eventually. It's going to take me a while. M1A2 Abrams. So yeah, this is just basically an upgraded Abrams. Just wondering if I can view the details at the same time. Ah, yes, good. Right, let's have a look at the leopards and just compare them as well. Yeah, so it looks like it's changes in the gun for both of them, and slight mobility increase as well on that. Other than that, the figures are, or stats and figures are all pretty much the same. Hit points as well, sorry. Alright. Let's have a quick look at the model for this one. I do like that turret. Well, the MG, even though you can't use it, it's still a nice kind of like addition, if you know what I mean. The problem, I suppose, with that is whether or not it's a physical object that you can shoot to do damage to the tank. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether it is or not. But I mean, to be honest, I'm guessing if it is, which it should be, well, like a part of the tank, but obviously it's not really a damageable component. Um, I don't know, so maybe that's counted as being a sight for it, maybe, or like a vision port. But as far as shooting at this tank goes, it could mean quite a bad spot for it in certain respects because you can pop a HE round straight onto that and it'll explode and hit the top part of the armor, which is kind of weaker, and much weaker than this part of the armor. I mean, that's one thing that isn't actually shown as far as the armor values go for each of these tanks. Let me just show you for the details again. So you've got, for the armor values here, sorry, you've got front, side and rear. It doesn't give you the, what would you call that? Well, the top or the bottom. Both of which are substantially different to the front armors, or armor values, or to be honest, most of those armor values. I mean, I know, for example, that there was tests, the US military did tests with the Abrams, such kind of damaging tests as detonating 150mm HE rounds literally about 6 feet above the tank, so it would be around about there, to see, if the crew would survive. Well, they didn't do it, well, at least I don't think they did it with crewmen inside initially. Probably not anyway. But yeah, to basically test the tank, But yeah, the rigors of testing for these tanks is, it's obviously subject to debate, and it's also down to kind of military secrets, I suppose, in certain respects. The crab is up next. Let's have a look at this. Now this doesn't really follow on to anything really, unless you count maybe the VBL, because the French made that as well. You could kind of compare it in that respect. And you've also got the Draco. Now the Draco, yeah, again, I'd say that follows on from there, but for some reason they've kind of broken me. Well, I know it's to do with the token system, but they could at least, provide the link between them, because that kind of makes sense, if you know what I mean. But yeah, token system. Let's just have a look at the Draco alongside. Wow. I'm just looking at the crab. That damage per minute is just insane. I mean, it's an autocannon. Whether or not it gets missiles, I'm unsure. I assume it probably does. Whether or not you have to knock them, I don't know. Let's just have a quick look, shall we? If it's, yeah, I need to do it on the main screen. Okay. So, upgrades. There we go. Yeah, it gets missiles. I thought it might. But that's the DPS without the missiles. I didn't actually look how much damage they did. Let me just have a look at that. Oh, damn it. Game, please. Come on, game. Don't tease me like that. Right. So, standard missiles is up without the fiber upgrade. Oh, it can upgrade to a 30mm cannon. Which, let's see, DPS. Doesn't give the DPS there, I don't think. It's rate of fire. Yeah, I suppose you could figure it out. Bonus module damage, okay. Obviously penetration damage goes up massively with that as well. Yeah, I wouldn't like to guess without getting a calculator out with that. Um, but I'd assume that that would do quite a bit more. Kind of depends on the fire rate. If I only he's only down 50 rounds per minute though. Wow, yeah, that considering how much more damage you're doing, the DPS on it, I'd imagine to be quite substantially more. Ooh, that is going to be quite painful. Missiles, 605 damage. That's quite painful. First thoughts. There isn't any upgrade for that, at least at the moment. It's got 2 mobility retrofits. Oh man, this thing. Yeah, that's going to be... That's like a Fox, but at tier 9. I'm assuming, judging by that little image there, that it's a twin shot ATGM as well. So that's going to be able to do 1200 damage. In a salvo, at least. That's without the firepower retrofit that you can put on as well. Or the universal slot that you might be able to use. So you could increase the damage by, well, about 15%, I think. If you've got the 2 modifiers, there's 2 that increase the damage at least. One of which that just increases the damage, and one which increases the accuracy and damage. And as far as the Draco goes, or Draco, it's Italian. Right, yeah. Kind of depends on the reload rate, really. I didn't actually see what the previous clip size was for that. Maybe I could check it out on the screenshot later. But maybe calculating the DPS for it as well. It only gets a 76mm gun? Really? Wait a minute. Salvo size 8. Oh! Oh! Penetration is quite low. So you're going to have to flank with this. It only fires HE, or has it got stock? Yeah, it's got stock armor of APDS or FSDS. That does 348 damage. But it gets upgraded HE rounds. Bloody hell! Looking at the damage for these HE rounds. 76mm, bear in mind that's 414 to 507 for a penetrating hit. Penetration, full damage is 25mm. So it's not going to get that on any MBT, I don't think. Unless you're hitting a weak spot, maybe. But with an 8-round clip, even non-penetrating, it's doing 69 to 337 damage. Yeah, that's nasty. That's really quite nasty. But it doesn't get the mobility retrofits, but it gets 2 firepower retrofits. Oh, that's going to be really painful. You get smoke grenades and an APS system. Of course, you have to research all of these, but I don't think you're going to be that, put out doing it in this thing. Let's have a look at what it looks like. The only issue I have with that is the turret size. That's got a massive turret. This show's breaking the sound barrier. I didn't see it. Just go back. speed 1200 meters per second. And for the HE, what have we got for that? 500 meters per second yet. The HE rounds aren't going to be breaking the sound barrier. At least I don't think they are. As far as the APDS goes, though, pretty sure that is breaking the sound barrier. Well, I mean, I suppose. What was it? 67.50 rounds per minute. Fuck. That is mental. Let's go back and have a look at the crab again. I just want to get some images of the actual vehicles themselves so I can see what they're like as well later. I do like the look of that. That's really nice looking. It's yeah, that I really like the look of that, I have to say. Let me just check the armor values for it. 50, that's not too bad. At least it's not probably going to be getting penetrated by HE so easily. But, well, that's just bonkers. The DPS for it is 8,260 with the APDS. Right. Okay, do you want to see what... is it this Shiskin? Yeah. Do you want to see what the Shiskin are offering? Ooh. T90 MS. Okay, let's have a look at the details first for both of these two. Oh, this one's faster for a start. That's one thing I didn't actually pay attention to on the other two MBTs, but I was kind of expecting them to be a bit slower. The Leopard 2, however, I'm still expecting it to be quite mobile. Damage on these guns, oof. And yeah, the other thing as well is this will also be, should be able to fire missiles and heat from that main gun. Same thing for that one. In fact, I'm going to have a look at both from there to compare them. So, let's have a look at T90 first. There you go, there's the missile. And there's even more missiles down at that end as well. So, we've got 825 damage from the heat round there. This is without, you know, modifications for crew or the retrofits. Oh, what? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I didn't realise that they gave them that. That's just insane. Why would they give them a thermobaric ATGM? You're not fighting against buildings, but still, it's no. Just why? That's hideous. That's on the normal T90. The T90M MS is also going to have that, I guess, and it will probably do even more damage. Yep, it's there. I'm not sure if it does more damage or not. Without rechecking the screenshots, I didn't see. Well, at least it didn't. I don't have photographic memory in that regard. I think this does slightly more. It probably does anyway, comparing the two. Wow, 972. That's definitely higher. I think it was 800 and something on the other one, and that's high as well. That's higher than the Leopards and the Abrams. And obviously this gets heat as well. And that, look at that penetration. Oh, fucking hell! Yeah, that I think will go through the front armor of an Abrams. It's a slow round. It doesn't travel very quickly. It's 200 meters per second. 1200 for that, and that should be 200 meters per second as well. Yeah. Oh, that's not the heat round. Sorry, that's the heat round there. My mistake. Still, that's painful. Penetration that won't go through the front armor of a Abrams. Might again. The ATGM will. That bloody hell. That will go through like a battleship's armor, pretty much. You're looking at over a meter of steel. That will penetrate. Well, actually, 1.3 meters. Okay. Oh, actually, I need to look at the the T90MS and think to myself, I should probably get this. Yeah. All of this, that's era armor of that, I'm pretty sure. Okay, the Challenger 2. Yeah, I thought as much. That's a lot less damage. It's higher than the Abrams though. Around about the same damage as the Leopard, roughly. I think it's got around about the same DPS. Depleted uranium composite. Interesting. I'm just looking at these numbers as well. At armor, yeah, considering that these all, you see these numbers here, the hull modifiers, or turret modifiers as well. That's the effect the armor has on the round that it gets shot at with. So, for example, against an AP round, you double the armor value and 5, so it's 205% thickness basically. Same thing for against HE, and against shape charge, it's 3 times effective or triple the thickness. Which on thick armor like that makes that 800 millimeters. Well, over 800 millimeters actually. It's over 900 millimeters thickness equivalent of armor. Against HE the same, and sorry, against HE the same, and against shape charge it's even better. That will stop a that ATGM that I was just on about with the T90MS. In fact, I think out of all the tanks I've seen so far, it's the highest modifier, at least for that. I'll have a look at it, think about it after saying that. Let me just do it now so I remember and check these first. Actually, I can. Yeah, this is cool. I didn't realise I could do this. Alright, so it's Leopard 2A6 first, isn't it? Abrams. T90. I'll just drop it down there for the moment, actually. I'll put it up there and then I'll just overlay it. So modifiers, yeah, 2.0 you see. So that's got 3.0. And that's got era type armor or equivalent, which gives 2.5 and 2.8. Why is it higher? There, that's a bit strange. That's also got depleted uranium as well. I didn't realise that. But that only has composite, so it has a lower modifier for all ammo types. Right, okay, yeah, I see the weakness of the Leopard now in comparison to these two. If you look at the hull modifiers there, and the turret modifiers there, that armor is equivalent. Sorry, it's equivalent or less equivalent than both of these two. This one's slightly better, but it's still, that's actually really quite thin and not very well protected against standard AP rounds at least. Yeah. So these have got decent armor. I didn't. Let's have a quick look. They've both got the same hull, but the Challenge has a lot thicker turret armor. That's a rather nice feature, I think. The fact that I can do that, just switch between them. Let's have a look at the weaponry whilst we're at it, and the camouflage values. They're all pretty much. That's got a better camouflage value. That's probably because it's a lower tank, and which reflects badly here in cannon depression. Plus 1.5? Really? Oh, what? Oh, wait a minute. Is that over the front or rear? I think that means front and rear. Possibly. Look at that gun depression. Oh. And that one as well. They're both really good. These two are going to be best used hold down, that's for sure. At a distance, at a guess. Right. Let's have a quick look at the Challenger 2 and see what it looks like itself. But this is without any additional armour. Now I'm guessing that you'll be able to get additional armour from it, or for it, via the upgrades. That gun length. Wait, whoa, wow. Okay, let's have a look at the upgrades for it. APDS, that's the only upgrade for it, which ups the damage slightly and penetration even more. 518mm of armor that will go through, which is like, yeah, that's pretty much apart from like the I'm just thinking of the armor values of the other tanks. I mean, yeah, that won't penetrate the Abrams, at least not from a weak spot, unless it's hitting a weak spot rather frontally. As far as the Leopard goes, that will go through the hull of the Leopard, but it won't go through the turret. And against the, what's it called, T90, I think it will go through possibly the turret. I'm not 100% sure. Might have to have a look at their armor values again. It was 1.5 multiply. I don't think it will go through actually on the turret. So again, it's probably weak spot, or maybe lower front plate with that. But there aren't any other upgrades ready for this. Slight increase in mobility, I assume. Yeah. Smoke grenades, increased view range, and overall accuracy. 2 armor retrofits, so you can basically upgrade the armor. But there's that as well. That has a heavy era on top, which increases the front and side hull armor. Doesn't touch the turret apparently, I think. No, turret also gets era as well on the front and sides. Era gives 6 against AP rounds, is that right? And plus 30 modifier against missiles. Well, yeah, missiles aren't going to get through that. Can I actually... No, I can't view it, unfortunately. Ah, I want to see it. Damn it. Right, let's go back to the Shishkin again and see what this is about. This is a second variant of the BMP. Well, the Terminator. And the last one is the Thunderbolt. So let's just have a quick view and look at these alongside each other. Let's just, to begin with, what I want to do is just drop that down there. Bring up this one because it's pretty much the same vehicle. It's the prototype variant. I basically did the same thing with this as what I did with the tanks back there. So Ramka. This is basically, the Ramka is basically the Terminator, but the Terminator is the Tier 6 premium variant. Okay, so we've got all of the primary. Well, I'm more interested in the stats on these, to be honest, to begin with. Let me just bring these across so I don't want a gap there. Right, so just look at the weaponry to begin with. We've got an increase in DPS up with both of these, well, with that and with that, and increases in penetration as well. 177mm there, that's not bad. They made it out of military aluminium. Yeah, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9. It's light, basically aluminium, and it's not very strong for withstanding against kinetic energy of any sort, really. In at thin, well, I mean, like thin aluminium is basically baking foil, or foil you can get in strips, or at least it was, unless they've gone and changed it. Anyway, Terminator 2. Right, let's have a speed difference if there is any. This actually loses speed. When it gets better cannon depression. I'm assuming that this is. Tell me. Yeah, in front and rear. So yeah, that makes sense now. Although it doesn't tell you the maximum elevation. Okay. Let's just look at the XM8 and N8 as well. It's better in both aspects. That's interesting to see, actually. But I mean, it is a prototype. I mean, this is a change of holds for them. Okay, so DPS wise, it's gone up in both aspects, or for both of these. Though that's also got missiles as well, so I need to check that and compare it between the two. Armor modifiers. Okay, yeah, the turret is a lot more, much better protected than it was before. High hardness steel and composite for hot. I mean, when I've been playing this game and been shooting at the standard one, the side armor in these things is bonkers. It really is. It's really, really tough. And you have to basically aim to miss this sheet of protection that it's got over its side. But this thing, it's going to be even worse. yeah, that's going to be a pain in the arse. I can see it now. The turret obviously is very thinly armoured in comparison. Although that's actually half decent in comparison to that. Not from the side, but from the front, 150 is not too bad at all. Okay, let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at the upgrades for this one first. Think about it. That gets thermobarics as well. Oh my god. Does the tier 6 one get thermobarics? That I'm kind of interested to know, to be honest. He also gets an upgraded weaponry, the cannon, and obviously missiles as well. Yow. It's not too bad thinking about it, but you do get 4 shots with this. It gets a 4-shot salvo, and this is not the new one. This is the tier 8 one. Let's have a look at the other one. Okay, so we go thermobaric again. Damn it, I didn't look at the damage values. Salvo says 4, like I say that. And the heat, it's just the missiles that get an upgrade. Penetration 1146. That won't go through a Challenger or a Abrams front, at least on the turret. Don't think. Well, I'm not sure about the hull. Probably will go through on the hull. But if you let him do that, then you're doing something wrong, really. Yeah, as far as everything else goes, that's just capture rate. Told me by 20%, that's useful, I suppose. But I'm assuming that this has got pretty decent accuracy anyway. And that's 300 rounds per minute as well. Servo size 40. This is twin, I think. It's twin guns. Let's have a quick look. Yes, twin gun. Wondering if that's going to be a weak spot. I assume it is, actually. That's quite a large weak spot, considering. Looks quite, yeah, Terminator-ish. That's a completely unmanned turret there. Well, unless, you know, Russians have trained monkeys to sit in these. They might have done. Who knows? Let's have a quick look at this one as well. For comparison. So yeah, you can see there's quite a large difference. The other thing as well is this is lacking that massive weak spot just there. Unless that's a weak spot, which it may not be, considering its slope. It's certainly not a driver's viewport, like on the other one, which it certainly looked like it was. Now, as far as the XM8s go, I think I've had a look at this one before, so I'm just going to have a quick look at this one. See, I mean, with this one, well, the differences between these two, it's actually not that much. Because the armor values aren't really significant enough to stop large caliber rounds. And in both cases, I'm assuming it's due to the kind of caliber of the gun that they have. which, you know, kind of increases their fire rate, I suppose, to make up for the lack of armor. Let's have a quick look at the details again. I'm just wondering, actually, let's have a quick look at the upgrades first. It does get heat rounds. Yeah, 707 damage. That's nasty, that's bloody nasty. And it's 7.88 rounds per minute. That's quite slow, but you can get it faster due to there's at least a firepower upgrade or retrofit that you can use, but you only get one on this if you want to actually put that on, which is kind of unfortunate. But that's the M8 Thunderbolt. That's the tier 9 one, yeah. And the APDS will go through 606 millimeters of armor. That's quite painful. So I'm just wondering what kind of role this would play, really. I mean, it's more of a light tank than anything. As far as mobility goes, top speed 72, that's not very fast. I mean, acceleration, that's quick. I'll give it that. So yeah, in comparison to an MBT, this thing does accelerate really quick. Let me just go back and check. Like the Challenger 2, and compare it, because that was like 2.85 seconds. The Challenger 2 is at 7.3, and it's much slower as well. I mean, that's the Challenger 2. I'm kind of expecting that for the Challenger 2, to be honest. But T70, T90, this thing. Hang on a sec. Does it show it there? No, okay. Let's just bring up the details again for that. So 72. See, it's got the same top speed, but it takes longer to accelerate. Twice the time to accelerate to 32 kilometers an hour. So yeah, it's got the acceleration, but so let's just have a look at these bars and see what their kind of relation. It's like accuracy simulators. Targeting, okay, so that would be okay. Reload time as well, 7.62 seconds. That's pretty quick actually. So just compare that to MBT. 8.57. It's not that much faster. T90 is going to be quite a slow reload. Well, I assume 7.5. No, it's not. That's faster than the Challenger, but slightly slow. Well, actually, I think it's faster than this, is it? Yeah. We're T90, I think. 9-second reload time, but that's for the twin cannon that have 40 rounds between them. Just have a look at the rest of these. 8.57. That's the same reload rate as the Challenger 2, pretty much. I'm expecting the same for this. Yep. This will have a long reload rate because it's got a cannon. 7 seconds. No, but it's got a small clip size. I think it's like 5-round clip for that. And this. Is that the one with HE rounds? Yeah, that was the one with the rather large selection of heat rounds. Not heat rounds, HE rounds. And an 8-round clip as well. 14 seconds to reload there. But for 8, you get 8 rounds in a clip for that thing. That's really painful. Let me just check the crab because I didn't check that before for 2 things. And that was salvo size for the missiles, which is full. Ow. Yes. Sorry. And 27 for the 30mm cannon. Or 33 for the first 25mm cannon. Yeah, I thought that was someone. I think someone might have mentioned that it was 5 rounds before I just rechecked. That's rather large. Going to be quite painful. Yeah, okay. Now but the good news from from my mind, with regards to this release is obviously it's new tags getting put into the game. As far as me having them goes, at the moment, yeah, I don't. It's going to take me quite some time to get down to them, considering the grind involved. At least without converting anything, or maybe getting a press account or that kind of thing. But as far as kind of like incentive goes, I am kind of really interested in seeing what these are like. I know as far as the game goes, they're adding in possibly a third dealer, which is going to have Chinese tanks with it, from what I've heard. Along with, they've mentioned possibly more artillery down at tier 9 and possibly even tier 10. I'm not sure about that being down at tier 10, but yeah, I think what they're going to do with the artillery though is that you're going to progress to it via the artillery. When you get down to this point, you'll get a token to buy the tier 9 artillery when it gets put into the game. But yeah, as far as what that is though, I have no idea yet. I mean, I could make some guesses. My personal guess would be maybe for 175mm howitzer here, and possibly 203mm here, or even 240mm mortar that Russians had. I'm not sure what the name is now. I think it's like the 2S something. No, it's the 2S something, because that's the standard designation for Russian artillery, but I can't remember the exact designation afterwards. It might be like 2S14 or 2S13. That one, for example, is the 2S1. But yeah, I'm not sure what the mortar variant is with regards to the last two digits. But anyway, back on to what I was saying. Now, yeah, it's going to take me a while to get down here, but I am, obviously interested in seeing what these vehicles are capable of. On stats alone, you can't really say that these vehicles are overpowered, or underpowered for that matter. Mainly because it's how they're using the game compared to what they are like on paper. One thing I will just double check actually is the speed of this thing, which is quick. That's really quick. And maybe this one as well. That's quick as well. Yeah, they're both really fast. Ramka, I don't think I checked that. Or the BMPT 70 Terminator 2. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to maybe get a soundbite of Arnie for that when I eventually get it. 61. That's not that quick actually, and it's not that fast as far as acceleration goes. Yeah, the previous one was slightly quicker. Right. So yeah, I'm kind of like working my way through these at the moment. It's going to take me some time, so you'll have to bear with it.